My name's Annie Lareau, and I am directing As You Like It this summer in the parks for Woodno. Well, probably first and foremost, As You Like It's one of my favorite plays. It was the first play I saw when I was a freshman in college, and it inspired me to really delve deeper into Shakespeare from the beginning, and I was really taken by that production. And so ever since then, it's kind of been the Shakespeare that I've kind of wanted to put my hands on and be part of in any way that I can. So it's really exciting for me that I finally get to have my directorial take on the piece. And in the park and in Woodno, which I've been lucky enough to be a part of as an actor for years and years and years, and been an audience member in almost every single one. So I'm very familiar with Woodno and the experience from both an actor point of view and an audience point of view. So to take all that knowledge and toss it up with my favorite play was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I think it has such a lovely balance of emotion and tenderness and self-discovery, along with a lot of comedy and a lot of joy. It's the kind of Shakespeare that you leave full of hope and happiness and just a general sense of good in the world. And I love that about this play. I love the journey of Rosalind and her strength, which we don't always get to see. I mean, Shakespeare's women are strong in different ways, but she's very, she knows herself quite well, and is the thrust of this story, which I've always admired and loved, and how she learns more about herself, but also teaches at the same time about what it means to love and be loved and find herself and her future. And then just the myriad of wonderful, great, vibrant characters that kind of float in and out of this story that enliven it and make it fun and unexpected. And they all have their own journeys. And that's really the challenge as well, is to find what is the journey of each one of these characters, so that they're not just coming in and being funny for a moment and then leaving, but what is their personal journey in this story? And what does being an Arden, this world of freedom and, you know, growth and rebirth and springtime and, you know, energy do to every single character who comes upon it or lives in it. I went back and forth for a long time. What time period was I going to set As You Like It in? And I really fell on today, what it would mean to be Arden today. And so what really came to me are some of the wonderful festivals, summer festivals that happen all over the country, in particular the Oregon Country Fair here in the Pacific Northwest, or the Telluride Bluegrass Festival, and how people become so free and alive and full of music and life and enjoying the outdoors and camping in the outdoors and all of those wonderful things, and how that informs our Arden. So let that be our groundwork for our Arden. So I brought in Ed Key, who's a wonderful local composer, musician, longtime friend of mine, and said, how about we write some original bluegrass music for this piece, and we infuse the cast with musicians, and we bring in that really wonderful element that I think is so needed and devoured when it's outdoors in the park, is that lovely soundscape of what is this world that we're creating. So that's sort of what we've gone for. We've really focused on the good parts of the Oregon Country Fair. You won't be seeing any painted naked breasts or, you know, any of the crazy weird stuff. But what is the comedy? Where can we mine the comedy and the fun characters out of that world to fit into ours? The court I've really set in sort of conservative, upper class, East Hampton kind of. We were sort of going in that direction. We're still trying to find our exact court right now, but that's sort of where we're headed. What it means to be constrained by society and expectations, and how that limits you, and what kind of social warfare is created within those sort of closed conservative communities, and how that influences people who are trying to break free of that. What would make them break free? Who are those characters? in that world. And again, setting it in a modern place. So it's not a court per se, but it is, a system in which there is a hierarchy that exists. What's lovely about setting something in the modern time is that you're not constrained to gender or color. So I've tried to bring some diversity to my cast. I've tried to shake up the gender roles a little bit. Our dukes are played by a woman, by the same woman. So they're duchesses. Jaques is a female. So there are some twists and turns that I'm trying to embrace in the freedom that is given to us by setting something in the modern day. Well, certainly to do this play in the amount of time we have, cutting it down has been hugely challenging so that people aren't sitting in the dark. So because it's a very dense play, and there's a lot of characters. So that's been a great challenge, is to find out how we keep the essence of everything quickly because we have to, cut so much. That's been the biggest current challenge, is getting it down in size. And then some of those interpretations and what they mean to modern day as opposed to how they were written and meant for in the day that it was written is absolutely a challenge. How can we twist it and make it believable, make it not feel like it's been placed on an actor or the situation, but is embraced and coming from a real place. So those are all challenges. But I think in the sense of the storytelling, what's happening is universal even today, and that's why it's so easy to place it in a modern time period. The sort of struggle of being in love and also entering into a new world and trying to find yourself and rediscover yourselves, and that doesn't mean just our leads, like everybody, like what are we all discovering about ourselves in this new place that we're living in, and with new freedoms, and who would if I had the freedom to be anybody, who would I be? My goal is that people are singing and clapping at the end of this show, and they want to hug their neighbor. That they're full of the possibilities of love and celebration and life, and that they don't want it to end when it ends. I want them to feel like they're leaving with wanting more. Wanting to be part of this community and this world and learn more about these people. So that's my goal, is to make it interesting and involving and celebratory.